It's manufactured, people. This is manufactured. This is not organic. This is not. I'll put this on, and then I'll put another one. Oh, look. There's another one I did stating basically the same thing. I might put it in, I might just make that this one. I was hoping it would have fizzled out by now and you would have grown some brains.
Assaulted by the people who are supposed to protect us. Yes, it is shameful that the Premier of New South Wales and the Prime Minister of Australia are offering warm handshakes to a war criminal. To a war criminal who has incited genocide. While those who are fighting for peace, who are protesting against the genocide, are attacking.
I think it's even less appropriate for him to come here because it's demonstrating his link between the Israeli government and the Australian government. And I think we should be condemning the Israeli government for all that it's done in Gaza and the West Bank.
Warmly welcome and shake the hand of a war criminal in here today who has signed.
And I feel very strongly, as do my family, that Israel's representative should not be here at the invitation of our government, considering the outrageous killing that's happened in Palestine and Gaza.
Alright, wait a minute. Where are we? Where are we? This is a scary thought. I've just come across this shorty. This, right, just so you know. This could really go very, very, very awry. Where are we? Or, just so you know, this video here that you're watching, I made 3 days ago. The one I'm making right now is today, and the footage is from yesterday. The one I'm making now, what you're watching right there, is a video I made 3 days ago, so the footage is a day older than that. So that's 4 days ago. Just it just depends on the numbers. Do we have the numbers? If we've got the numbers, man, do we mean, this will have to make, for this to work, you're going to have to make the Epic Park protest look like a teddy bear's picnic. And it's going to have to be hard and fast and, like, do not let up, like, wave after wave. People will get hurt. You better believe it. I'm uneasy about it. I'm very uneasy about this. Oh yeah, because the domino effect, the flow-on effect, if it goes awry, is for all, it lands on all of us.
Assaulted by the people who support. Yes, it is shameful that the Premier of New South Wales and the Prime Minister of Australia.
And I feel very strongly, as do my family, that Israel's representative should not be here at the invitation of our government, considering the outrageous killing that's happened in Palestine and Gaza.
Well,
given he's already here, all you can say is to the Australian government, it was a very poor decision. It has not been a sign of collective unity in Australia. It's a highly divisive act, and I don't think it does anything to really promote the cause of anti-Semitism in Australia. I think it does the opposite.
Where was we? Same footage 3 days apart. Now, go back to the start again.
Assaulted by the people who are supposed to protect us. Yes, it is shameful that the Premier of New South Wales
We see a truck go through here.
and the Prime Minister of Australia are offering warm handshakes to a war criminal. To a war criminal who has incited genocide. While those who are fighting for peace, who are protesting against the genocide, are attacking.
I think it's even less appropriate for him to come here because it's demonstrating his link between the Israeli government and the Australian government. And I think
We'll watch this right through, but they're using the same footage over and over. Right? Well, they're using the same footage over and over. I don't know, is that grown or not? I haven't even looked since the other day till now. I just thought, I wonder how they're going over there at Parliament House with this thing. Oh, well. Okay. I'll let it play right through and shit. Yeah, we'll play it right through. Then we might have a look at this one. There's a reason for this.
we should be condemning the Israeli government for all that it's done in Gaza and the West Bank.
Warmly welcome and shake the hand of a war criminal in here today who has signed.
And I feel very strongly, as do my family, that Israel's representative should not be here at the invitation of our government, considering the outrageous killing that's happened in Palestine and Gaza.
Street after having decimated Gaza's natural environment.
Well, given he's already here, all you can say is to the Australian government, it was a very poor decision. It has not been a sign of collective unity in Australia. It's a highly divisive act, and I don't think it does anything to really promote the cause of anti-Semitism in Australia. I think it does the opposite.
Yeah, I'll get rid of this ad.
The first pair of orthotics I have.
No, go it. Fact of the matter is, a proper strike action type of protest is one you would take by staying at home. That's still generating an economy. Someone paid for the truck. They're not going to take that there for nothing. It's one of them digital screen trucks. Before you all go jumping on the bandwagon and run into that, first ask yourself, where is the money from the last Epic Park rally? The buckets of money. I keep coming back to that for a reason. Because it hasn't been investigated. Ricardo Bosie, David Graham, Simeon Boykov. Everyone keeps, I bet you've all forgotten about him. Carl Leibold, Graham Hood, Michael Gray Griffiths, what's his name? Craig Kelly. All had fingers in those buckets. And they're all sworn enemies all of a sudden. I have spoken directly to Malcolm Roberts' office. I'm going to be talking to Lee Hansen about this when I go and meet her in a couple of weeks as well. I'm hoping to book a good meeting with Lee Hansen, because there are a great many concerns that I have regarding things going on all over the place, but especially around here in the electorate of Braddon. In the electorate of Braddon area, there's things going on, and the electorate of Lyons. There are way too many property deals that are just going. They're too slick. Now, no one wants to investigate. Like I said, I spoke directly to two of Malcolm Roberts' office. One where Liam works, and another one I've spoke to in another electorate, which is One Nation's offices. So there's two of them I've spoken to. I've been told by one of them that the 28 names is another thing I'm going to bring up, is Wood Royal Commission. The 28 names were just nobody. They're just names scribbled on a piece of paper, and the Wood Royal Commission was a hoax. I was told that directly by a lady who works in one of Malcolm Roberts' offices. I wish I could remember her name. I've spoken directly to Liam. Liam and I have had many conversations and many emails. They actually have their own email file just for me, in regards to things with council round here, in regards to Jackie Lambie, the NDIS. Yeah, I've been working behind the scenes with a lot of stuff. They also fobbed me off the Australian Electoral Commission to get them to investigate Ricardo Bosi, because they got a personal gripe against Ricardo Bosi regarding the buckets of money. The Electoral Commission aren't interested, but if that money was used, well, don't get me wrong, we all know where I stand when it comes to politicians, government and all that, but you can't even get them to use their own their own rules and regulations, nearly said laws, their own rules and regulations, against someone who they claim to be a bad egg. They were real quick to get on there's not much we can do, but get on the Australian Electoral Commission, because if they've been misappropriating funds and taking public donations to campaign for a campaign without being a registered party, that's against the law apparently. Against the law. Okay, yeah, I said it. It's illegal. No, not interested. They fobbed me off to the Federal Police. Federal Police, not interested. No one wants to investigate it. It's starting to feel and sound very much like it's connected to the Masons, doesn't it? But yet, Bosi hates the Masons. That look a lot like they're all Masons, because we're not talking about $50 here. When you've got up to 2 million people at a protest, all donating, some of them large sums of money, hundreds, we're starting to look at hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Let's just say that everyone there donated $1 each, an average. And they're saying there was 2 million people there. Well, there's $2 million. Now, we know some people would have donated nothing, but we also know, because I've seen pictures of $100 notes. So we're more than likely talking millions of dollars. Where's the money? No one wants to investigate it. Now we're all running back to Parliament House again. In a manufactured protest. What is this going to do? It is going to put us into lockdown. It will be the government putting us into lockdown, not us putting the government into lockdown. Ha! You're falling for it. If they put us into lockdown, we're screwed. If you put the government into, what do we do? No one's going to work. You see, if they put us into lockdown, you will still go to work and stuff. there's no intelligence behind that. There's no strategy, no plan. There is not a strategy of good people to overthrow bad, only a strategy of the bad people using us against ourselves to put us into a lockdown, which they put us into a personal lockdown. If we put them into an economic lockdown by just staying home with 100% purpose and total conviction with a strategy, we put them into an economic lockdown, they're screwed. They will dissolve themselves. But we still get to keep law and order that way. Okay? That's a strategy. We then get to use the law to our advantage, the courts to our advantage, not against us. Capiche? Yes, we know the judicial system has been usurped. The constabulary has been usurped. The correctional services have been usurped. But the buildings haven't been. They are still our courts. We must use them to our benefit. Not our advantage, our benefit. For the right reasons, in the right way. We must not use corrupted lawyers or police prosecutors. We must bring the prosecutions. And usurp the judicial system. No parliament then means the Governor-General has to do our will. And our will be the military to work for us. If we are not in the world's economic structure, we are exempt from anything. Kind of like Sweden was in World War II, where everyone hid inside the mountains while World War II went on, and nobody even threw a rock at Sweden. If you go back and do your history, you will see that Sweden was exempt from World War II, where they had the World Economic Forum meetings in Davos. Not Sweden, Switzerland, sorry. Sweden. Scrub Sweden, Switzerland. Switzerland. Okay? Nobody threw a rock at Switzerland. It's where everyone hid. It was exempt from World War II. We can exempt ourselves from the world until we are ready to re-enter the economic system. We can do that on our own terms then. If we are willing to play properly, trade properly, nobody will want to take anything from us as long as they're getting a good enough deal. They're not going to want to upset the apple cart, and we can do really, really well out of it. Do I think I can run the country? God, no. Who'd want that job? But strategy is something I know a little something about, as we know. Who else is presenting you with a strategy and an exit strategy? Where's your plan? Where's your exit plan? How do you get out of this? Once you get this ball rolling, okay, let's say that the people win. Well done. Now what? What now? What? Everyone go home and scratch their heads and scratch their bums and think, no one's running the country. Wait, we still need some form of governance, don't we? We still need some kind of, I'm not going to say social cohesion, but definitely peace of the public peace. We need a way of maintaining that. Otherwise we just go from anarchy into chaos. Anarchy government would be great. The true meaning of democracy is anarchy government, anarchy governance. where instead of people running because they want to run, people are nominated to run. We nominate this person to run. Why? Why me? Because you are honourable and you have business sense, ethics, and you allow people their freedoms, so long as they hurt nobody else. But you also don't take shit. Yeah, they're the people we need. The ones that don't particularly want the job, but have enough sense to allow local economy to flourish. Local economy, international economy, that's just a silly competition. There's no such thing as free enterprise in an international economic structure. This worries me. If this goes awry, I'm going to finish making me sandwich. We're going to butter.
I come from Palestinian heritage. My father's Palestinian. All of our family are still living there. We hear about everything that's going on there, and it's just important to come out and support the cause, even though we're on the other side of the world.
So it's not just us. There's a lot of people who are
The word that girl just said. Let's just talk about the word Generally means you've forgotten your lines, doesn't it? What we are witnessing is central casting, manufacturing a problem, a crisis. What they call a false flag operation. Once everybody gets in on it, gets on board, everything goes to custard, those people go away. The same as they did in America with Antifa. Who's paying for the truck? Who's paying for that? Someone's paying for that. We've got people that aren't Australian making protests. We've got Australians claiming to have heritage here and heritage there. So what? You live in Australia. You're obviously born here. You can tell by the way you speak, you're an Australian. How about you, if you're going to protest for Australia? Why are you protesting for Palestine? This is a United Nations manufactured apartheid. United Nations wanted to come out and go, oh, it's a tragedy, it's this, it's that. Well, take responsibility for the tragedy that you created in 1946. Go back and look at your history again. How was the nation state of Israel and Palestine created? Because they were created where are the Canaanites? Where did the Canaanites go? From Canaan. Right. Now,
at Tasmania Police, you're part of something bigger.
And if you wonder why there's so much of this going on, a lot of this, isn't there? They're pushing hard here in Tassie for recruits. Every second ad for me, I know there's the algorithm thing going on, but
You're part of a team that shows up, steps in, and stands together. From training to the tough days, your contribution matters. This is a place where you belong, where your work matters.
yeah. Like the systemic abuse by the Flynn's It's a family affair. Female Flynn booted out for sexual misconduct. Young Officer Flynn, Constable Flynn, loves to throw people round in front of their kids, including next door, which that just magically went away. And Senior Constable Flynn, well, I don't know much about him, but obviously he's in like Flynn.
And I understand the idea of giving comfort to Israeli people after the atrocity that they suffered at Bondi, but that doesn't excuse the invitation to someone who, as I've got on the sign here, a sign of bomb to drop on Gazans. And that's just beyond the pale.
Well, I couldn't remember his name, mate. So they just grab any crayon who they can find. You know, like, yeah, go make a sign up for us. What's his name again? Herzog. How do you spell it? Oh, yeah, cool. Would you like to come and talk to us, sir? This is how media works. Would you like to have something to say? Oh, my 5 minutes of fame. Right? His missus is looking at him like, you don't even know this person. My husband's an idiot. You know where else these people come from? Cruise ships. Central Casting travel around all over the place, getting paid to be crisis actors. It's a company. Central Casting is a company that's over 100 years old. I've done the research on it. It's a real thing. What do they do with all the sting operations? You know, spy versus spy people. You know, the spooks and stuff, and the people that pretended to be cleaners in parks and for spy operations after World War One. What did they do with them all? They all needed work to do. They wanted to keep all the war machine cogs turning somehow for a Cold War that never ended. That's forever. Human intelligence resources. Well, they need to get the human resources for the human intelligence operations. Central Casting. Where do you think Andrew Bustamante came from? Central Casting. He's not military, he's an actor. Where do you reckon they got Ronald Reagan from? Central Casting. Who do you think ran The Apprentice at Donald Trump show? Central Casting. Where do you reckon all the news anchors come from and weather reporters? Central Casting. Where do you reckon Joe Palmer came from? Joe Cornish, the newsreader. Prior to that, let's go back. Miss Australia competition. She entered the Miss World competition. She was a young up-and-coming beauty queen from Central Casting. Now she's in our politics. Follow the career paths. Well, I like anger in front of you, but it's delicious. I like lots of peanut butter in my peanut butter sandwich.
I should have known better. You really should have.
This time that we came here and stood here where our beliefs are.
Oh, apparently she's the ditchy one. Who's that?
And the way that we do that is because of this people power that is here today.
Here's another thing. They had all the people in Sydney the other day. Now it's all in Victoria. Pick up your flags. Where's the Palestinian flag shop? Where's it at? Who's paying for it all? Who's paying for it all? When this all kicks off and your houses start getting burnt down, right, and your businesses start getting ransacked, just know that it's because you were too stupid to see that you was being gaslit into this shit. been gaslit and rage baited. The Muslims are the problem, are they? No, it's the fucking Jews. It's always been the Jews. It's the Jews now, and unless we sort it out, it's always going to be the Jews. Not saying Hitler was a good man, but he had good intentions. It's just that the road was paved, the road to hell was paved with good intentions, wasn't it? Always is. And it's funny how people pave the road to hell with good intentions. But the road to God is just there. The road to God's within. Ha! The road to hell is paved with good intentions, but the road to God already exists. It's there. It's within. You don't need to pave it. It's already there. If everybody just stayed home and recognised the struggling neighbour, shit, they're getting low on food or whatever, and everyone just helped each other out, and, you know, anyone with veggie gardens and stuff, alright, I can spare a few spuds, but I'm not, like, my family's not going without, you know. But everyone helped each other, and helped each other to let that grow organically. We would have our own governance in no time, and they would be irrelevant. You'd be surprised how quick we would have our country back. Well, not that we ever really had it. We've always been a penal colony. It's 18 hours ago. Here we go. What's this one? Let's have a look at this one. One more. Last one. Listen to see what these Ivy's gronks have got to say.
Even in the final hours of his state visit, these protesters wanted Israeli President Isaac Herzog to know he wasn't welcome.
Who's this bloke? Who's that bloke? Where'd he come from? Not Australia. Who is he? You reckon he's an antagonist?
Isaac Herzog coming to this country does not heal wounds. Rather, it actually opens up these wounds and makes them fester.
We can't just sit back and let it go.
Where do all these scabs come from?
Someone's got
to... Yasser Arafat could be walking around there and we wouldn't know.
Make a stand somewhere, and this is part of the thing that I can do.
I'm just an ordinary citizen. I just want to come out and show that I care.
What would these kids know? What would these kids know? They're a bunch of fucking furries and shit in the box. Look at this fucking thing. Big blob.
Some political leaders have suggested this is not the time to protest during a visit that gives comfort to many in the Jewish community after the Bondi anti-Semitic.
So, American news... So we've got American news channels here in Australia covering this. Where's Abiy Yemeni? Where's Abiy in all this? Oh, he'll pop his head up shortly, don't you worry. But, you see, he's an Israeli shill, so he's not going to come out in amongst the people supporting Palestine. He'll get a towel and... literally, a fucking tea towel. I just want to show you something. Let me show you something. I just want to show you how fake it all is. Really, how fake it's fake. Fake the wedding cake. Central Casting. Here we go. Central Casting is a leading American casting agency specialising in background actors, stand-ins and photo doubles for film, television and media. Founded in 1925 with offices in Los Angeles, New York, Georgia and Louisiana, it acts as a primary resource for finding, registering and booking extras, boasting a registry of over 200,000 individuals. Let that number sink in for a minute. Oh, 200,000 individuals. Services provides casting and payroll services for productions of all sizes, including commercials and streaming projects. What's a streaming project? Registration. Aspiring background actors can register, create and update online profiles to showcase their looks, sizes and wardrobe, which is crucial for getting booked. So you get all nice clothes and that out of it. You get paid to turn up and create a problem and, you know, drop a big pile of shit in a basket and then run away. Booking process. They utilise an open roles page on their website where registered talent can submit themselves for roles that match their appearance. Antifa. Protests in Melbourne and New South Wales, for example. History. Founded on December the 4th, 1925 by Will H. Hayes in Los Angeles. It has been a staple in Hollywood for 100 years. What did I tell you? Industry terminology. The phrase straight out of central casting refers to a person whose appearance perfectly fits a specific, often stereotypical role. For more information, visit their official website. Would you like a job with central casting? Would you? Entertainment partners. Central Casting is proud to be part of Entertainment Partners, the global leader in production finance, management and casting technology and entertainment payroll. Entertainment payroll, okay. Together, it's a labour hire company for actors. Together, we pair a century of casting expertise with powerful tools, data and resources that keep productions running smoothly from prep to wrap. From seamless digital onboarding with smart voucher and integrated time card processing and payroll. Our connection to EP ensures that productions get more than exceptional background talent. They get the efficiency, accuracy and innovation trusted by the biggest names in entertainment. Malcolm Turnbull used central casting to fudge an election. I've done a video on that, but we'll have a quick look at that. Just alright, do it all in real time. Casting the Guardian. The 2016 The Guardian article used the phrase extras from central casting to describe a Liberal Party campaign figure, highlighted the orchestrated, superficial nature of the Turnbull show during the election campaign. It suggested a gap between his polished image and the political reality. And for anyone that's interested, The Guardian, there's the story. There's Malcolm Turnbull there. Liberals extra from central casting gives glimpse into reality of Turnbull show. He's making himself look to be a lot more popular than what he really was. So this is supposed to be organic and everyone fell for it. This bit of footage here. Cameramen, everybody waiting for him to just pull up and walk in and...
Hey Bert, how are you? Great to see you.
Welcome to Ford.
Yeah, it's great to be here. How are you?
Really well. It's great to be here, Logan, and Ford. This is where the real investment, this is where additional employment comes from. This is where the jobs and growth are being found. That's why we're backing you right up to the hilt, because we know your enterprise is what makes Australia strong. Your enterprise is what assures our future.
Just go back and have a look here, will we?
Terrorist attack.
What would you say to the Jewish community who say that, look, his presence here is a comfort, and maybe this protest could have just been delayed until he had left?
I feel for the Jewish people. This is a peaceful protest. We don't distinguish between Jews and Arabs and quit.
She forgot who she's protesting for. She's forgotten who she's protesting for and against. Lady, you're protesting against the Jews. You feel for the Jews? You're protesting against the Jews.
Queers and gays. This is for everybody. This is peaceful protest.
An earlier visit to Government House revealed the size of the police.
The size of the fucking Central Casting Police. The lady doesn't even know. She's clearly fucking delusional. Dementia's fucking running right round in her noggin, the poor old duck. She couldn't. She just had to run through the name of all of them. That was like listening to fucking Barack O'Biden.
Presence. Then the Israeli president addressed members of the Jewish community.
So, all right.
An earlier visit to Government House revealed the size of the police.
Action. Everyone come out now. Come out now.
Then the Israeli president addressed members of the Jewish community. A visit to the Adas Israel Synagogue, destroyed in a firebombing in 2024, was reportedly called off due to security concerns.
And I urge all...
I think it was 2012 and 2014-ish or something. Cardinal Pell, when that was all going on, any church that he had anything to do with, I'm pretty sure it was 3 churches were burnt to the ground. Catholic churches were burnt to the ground. So it's okay for that to happen, was it? Because of one cardinal, who I'm pretty sure was acquitted in the end, wasn't he? Where was all the Catholics? Where was the news then? Oh, that's right, didn't fit the agenda. It was about dirtying up the name of Catholicism and Christianity, wasn't it? So that we could become Judaistic, or whatever you want to call it. Judists. So we could become Judas priests. Huh. So I found all the symbolism that shows today in another couple of short ones I've done, about how Motley Crue are Order of the Jesters Freemasons. Now Judas Priest, obviously, look at their artwork and their imagery. And I met a lady once that went to one of their concerts, and she felt like she was in hell. She reckoned it was fucking terrifying. Clearly, they're Luciferians. With albums like Demolition, and songs on the album Redeemer of Souls. We'll go back to Melbourne and Sydney for a minute and have a look.
Jews in this marvelous country, and all Jews around the world. And I tell you, young generation, remember this. Keep your Jewish hearts on your sleeve and wear your Zion.
Heal the scars after the deadly...
What was that?
Many in Melbourne...
Pride. Your sleeve and wear your Zionism with pride.
Oh! Get here!
Many in Melbourne's Jewish community believe the Israeli president's visit here will help heal the scars after the deadly attack in Bondi.
So he's the Governor General of Israel, and for him to make this trip to support us is just a good feeling. It feels good.
To me, it's obscure and odd that we need to have so many incredible police officers protecting us for the inherent right of us to gather.
Kids in crisis actors. What's this bloke? Just look at how some of them are looking around and some of them are focused. Just
Right of us to gather here.
nah. No, I can't actually watch any more of that. It's like, I'm not the... I get insulted. I don't get offended. I get insulted and irritated. It's such an obvious display of gaslighting and skullduggery and manufacturing consent through social engineering. That's what we're watching. It insults me to think that that Australians are stupid enough to fall for it. Why? I would love for in 2 weeks' time for it still to be that little ragtag little handful of people, and no one goes to the party. But all the stuff that's laid out to still be sitting there, not touched. It's not working. What will they do then? You see why Bosie was telling us to ignore Israel now? He's a lying sack of shit. Keep your eyes on Jesus. I'm telling you. They can't even say the name. They wig out. Ah! Look at Erica Kirk. Either keep your eyes on Jesus or keep your eyes on no one, but don't even worry about these fools. If you're going to keep your eye on no one, just be good. It's all I can say to you. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not going to tell you have to go. I will strongly suggest. Strongly suggest. Do we really know what was going on in Deutschland before it became Germany?